Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And we got a lovely one for you today. But before we get into all of that, hey, Zoe's got some shout-outs.
Hey, yo, what up? You know what time it is. Good morning, good afternoon, or whenever you're listening. Shout out to everybody who's listening. We appreciate you. We appreciate you riding along on this journey, man. It's been a good one, man. Appreciate y'all. Love you.
All right, everybody. This week, we're talking about charity starts at home. So strap in. Let the Kings talk about it. All right, good people. Hey, welcome back to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And as I am every single week, you already know who it is. It's Alan.
What up? It's your boy Twine, a.k.a. Twine. And it's Twine time. Ask me about my podcast. Let's go.
It's your friend, your mentor, Calvin D. Hill.
All right, Calvin, time to get to work.
No, before we get started, I just want to point out something, all right? Calvin.
What?
Welcome to this new age in technology. I see you over there clapping your hands.
Here you go.
Hercules. Your computer working is up to date. Look at you, man. You're shining over there, Star.
They're hating on me because I got a new iPad.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just glad to see you on the same page now.
I'm a little behind.
I'm welcoming you, sir. Thank you.
I'm a little
Appreciate
behind.
you. All right, with that out the way, what's the topic for today?
Charity starts at home. All right, no, that's the topic. That's the title. But it's not what you think it is.
I'm listening.
So this started because me and another person were talking about how they interact with their spouse and loved ones and different things. And I made the comment that charity starts at home. You learn the way you love and the way you express yourself and the way you just do in general, you learn that at home. You didn't learn that from the streets. You didn't learn that from everywhere people like to say they learned it from. No, you learned that from your mama. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I know, but even still, the lack of, you learned it at home. Either way you want to put it, if you, like say you love openly and you give freely and all that other stuff, you learned that at home. If you don't, you're selfish, you're stingy, you're tight, you're a jerk, you're nasty. More than likely, you learned it at home. Just my look.
I mean, you learned it from home, but like from your mama though?
It's just my opinion. It's an expression because Alan always say, who raised you?
I like
your mama. Your mama raised you. Your daddy raised you. Whoever raised you, that's what you're taking after. That's what you're modeling.
Gotcha.
So I said that way. So that's how that started. And then I went on to use charity, love, like the way you give, the way you express your love. And then for us men, I try to keep it to where we are criticized often for the way we express our love, especially in between generations. Okay, for example, the older generation, my father and his father, expressed their love by being the
beating on you?
Yeah. Provider, protector, corrector.
He said, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely I did. Absolutely I did.
I'm listening.
Because that was their so-called expression of love. Because that's what was taught. That's what somebody taught them, so that's what they did. That's what somebody taught them, so that's what they did. So somebody taught you, and hopefully you learned differently and did something else to teach yours.
I don't like it.
I love it.
I don't like it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because everything I was taught, I had to unlearn coming up.
And that's good.
So as far as my charity, it's completely opposite of what I was shown. I wouldn't say I was taught, I was shown.
Okay, so give examples of what you were shown as charity. This is what is so-called love from the older generation. Right. So because a lot of people are dealing with that. A lot of people, especially our age, in mid 40s, 30s, around that time frame. Yeah, mid 40s, right there in that life crisis age time.
Don't you put that on me?
Don't put that on everybody. Because they know who we need to know who we talking to. I'm talking to that generation. Hey, this don't apply for everybody, especially for y'all young people who's in y'all 20s. Y'all have I'm sorry.
They have a what?
Y'all might not know about this generation before you, the two above you, because they were a different breed, and they handled us differently.
That's a whole nother topic.
No, it's the same topic because charity is learned at home.
Okay.
So you learn a way of expressing your love.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going back to where we left off of you giving an example of what you were or were not shown.
Oh, yeah. I got a few samples. Let me dig in my bag real quick.
Yep.
Hold on. Let me get something. Let me dig in my bag real quick. Hold on. Let me get this thing. Okay, I got it. Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
All right. So, for one, as far as being charitable, I was shown selfishness.
Right.
Numero uno. It's about me.
Okay.
What you got is mine. And what I have is mine. Don't touch it.
Okay. So from that time, over the last 7 years, let's go back 7 years, were you like that?
Yes.
So you learned it at home.
And I unlearned it in these streets.
No, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So whatever, if you were shown selfishness.
I was shown that, yeah.
So that's what you did.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of stuff going on. So
Right, but even still, the bottom line, you learned this style of charity or this lack of charity at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying a lot of people need to stop and consider your past because, like you said, you have to unlearn
Definitely
a lot of stuff.
If it's in a negative aspect, I would definitely suggest unlearning all of it because it's night and day, 180-degree difference in what you've been shown if it hasn't been positive versus what it could be. Change your thinking, change your life, baby.
So, Alan, what's one of the examples of charity that you were good or bad? It don't matter how you want to put it. That you learned at home, and you now implement it, or you look back and say, "Okay, I did the same thing."
I mean, one of the things that I will say I learned by seeing or watching was, we were, and I will say probably, so two things. One, we were always there for the people that we cared about, meaning that if something was going on, we would try to, if we could step in, stand in the gap, whatever people want to call it, and assist, we always would. That definitely has carried over to me. In that if somebody gives me a call and I'm able to help, able to assist, then I'm probably going to do that. Unless we have no relationship at all. If we have no relationship at all, I was never shown that. The other thing is always being extra involved until you've decided to be done anyway. But I can't go to, say, a church, for example, and not do the work, quote unquote, of the ministry as far as, if it's okay, you need somebody to wipe down the pews, or you need somebody to set up AV. If you need somebody to do something, then I'm always going to avail myself or make myself available to do those types of things.
Where did you get that from?
That I got definitely from both of my parents, because my mother now, she joined a church where my grandfather was ill and, placed herself on the finance ministry. My dad has always been involved, no matter what capacity, whether it was teaching Sunday school, whether it was teaching Bible study, whether it was being in the choir or being on praise and worship team. We were never spectators, generally speaking. We're going to get involved in some capacity. And then, like I said, just, being available to assist people that we care about that need help. Even sometimes, I mean, I've seen it, in my own family, at least sometimes to their own detriment. But that's the part I had to unlearn.
We're going to get there. We definitely going to get to that part. Because some people, no, I'm gonna move that. No, I'm right, and then see, here it go. So I'm gonna go through. Who gets this charity? All right, so like Alan said, if you were involved in the church, that you will automatically. It's not a discussion. It's just second nature because of the way you were brought up. You in the church, you're gonna get involved. You're gonna do something, serve something. In some capacity, and
it ain't even just there. I mean, when I got started in, one of the businesses I'm in, Legal Shield, it was if I see a thing that needs to be done, I'm going to volunteer to do it. That is, and it takes. Now I can at the age that I am, I've learned how to say no, because I would not even be asked and would just make myself available to do it. I've learned how to say no at the age that I am now. But it is still difficult for me to not do, because I for the most part, I mean, I have unavailed myself from a lot of things,
right?
And it
freed me up.
It did. I don't feel like I was feeling like I didn't have the ability to say no, so I felt like I was really running myself ragged. And then I would be involved in things that I didn't feel I was providing any benefit to, but because of my nature, I still felt obligated to provide these benefits. I'm not the person that is best suited for whatever this role is.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a videographer, well, probably not, because I'm gonna make the footage. And then I'm gonna just give it to you. You can edit it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right. That's not really always what somebody might have been looking for. Like, hey,
exactly.
we need to edit
but
it.
what you want for free, man?
Right. I mean,
right.
Hey,
what you want for free?
Everything is
right.
Can I get him?
Get him.
Can I get him? Now the Ozo would have said, nah, straight off the top. My time is precious, even if I ain't had nothing to do. Nah, just because.
Uh-huh.
I ain't want to be around people.
So what?
Period. Point blank. It made me uncomfortable. I'll come help you set up, and then I'm out.
So that go to my next question then. Who gets this charity?
But I've changed.
If you're selfish, which that answered the question.
No, that was the Ozo.
Okay. So
I was giving you the Pazzo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now the new Zo will take time out to volunteer for certain things that I don't necessarily, whether it's time, whether it's funds or financial, whatever it is that I can do within my means, and I'm trying to support a cause out here in these streets, then I'll participate.
So who gets your charity? This is my question, and this is again for the listeners. Who gets your expression of this
time,
love,
financial, whatever?
Who gets that? How do you determine who gets it and who's the priority?
Yeah,
and how much they get.
I mean, I would assume that it's something that they can relate to and something that they want to support. I mean, not necessarily there's an organization that's doing something that they agree with or they want to see pushed forward. Then that's probably something they would give their time to or their financial means to. I mean, you got pet lovers out here. They have movements. You got youth mentoring organizations. There's a movement. You got people out here with the clothing that's trying to send a message out as well. So, I mean, it just depends on what it is, to be honest with you. But I can't answer for the people that's listening.
Right.
The short answer for who gets this charity is people get the charity. At least for me, anyway, they get the charity. Now, for me, charity comes in if it's organizations that, and when I say organizations, it's organizations and people. If it's organizations that, when we're talking about what most people think of as charity, if I can't give time, then I'm going to give money. And if I can't give money, then I'm going to give time. And that just really is going to relate to where I may be in my stages of life, because we all are going to be in stages where you might have a lot more time than you have money at one point, and so you may give time to that cause, that person, that organization. And then things change, and you might be in a season where it's extremely busy, especially if you're, in business or something like that, and you may have to give money to support that person, that cause, that organization, because you may not have the time to give in that season. Doesn't mean you won't ever have the time to give, but you may not have it to give in that season. Because things work in cycles. If certainly when we were on the road a lot more often because of just things that were going on in the family, I didn't have time, and so I would have had to everything I may have wanted to do. I would have just had to give money. Now, not fortunately, really, but at the time it was also during the pandemic, so nobody was asking for time. Because
get away from me.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody was asking for time at all. So
put that mask on.
But had it have happened, next year or this year or 2 years from now, then it may have been like, hey, I can't give any time, but here's some donations I can give. Or, hey, I can't come help you move, but what I can do is I can buy some supplies. I can buy some boxes. I can buy some bubble wrap for you to assist you in the only way I can right now with helping you do the thing that you're trying to do.
For example, hey Calvin, I need to use you in your truck because I need to get some mulch for the yard. Can I? What's your schedule look like? Can you hook me up today? And I would get a response something like, "Let me look at my calendar." But yeah, I mean, he still make time, but it's got to be within his, because he has stuff going on too.
Help him move a dryer.
Yeah, no, seriously, that was a question. For real,
For real,
I
right
need the
there.
truck so I can get some.
I ain't got it.
Some
No,
mulch.
I ain't got a truck.
Y'all HOA don't do that.
HOA?
Balling, see.
They got to do that.
They don't.
Balling.
Mine doesn't. I got to do.
What do they
moving
do?
on. What do they do? I'll talk to you offline. For those who know where I live at, I'll talk to you offline.
Balling.
Back to charity.
Back to charity. So I won't be using Calvin's truck
So
now,
you
ladies
saying
and
the HOA
gentlemen,
does not have charity?
because his truck is in the shop, and now I have to find another means. I'm gonna have to get a wheelbarrow and tow it like the old days. See me walking with a mule down the street.
You got that V8?
Let's move on. So what charity? So we've already established what charity was, correct?
Right. Somewhat. We didn't.
Somewhat.
But we,
so
we,
let's
we kinda,
let's go to that point, because for the listeners out there, if you're just joining in, we're just talking about charity, and I would like, what do y'all define as charity? Like, I need an example, but how do you define charity?
I define charity as an expression of love. It's your kindness, your level of kindness, your level of usefulness to somebody else. That's charity to me.
To you, got it.
To me.
Respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, because
there's a lot of evil people out here doing charity. But let's move on.
Right, but that's it's still the same. All right, so to me, and me and this guy named Kenny have this argument back and forth. He said, "Yeah, it's a lot of people out here. They're still good people. They do bad things from time to time. They still good people." I don't argue that point. That's your business. But
What?
Yeah, because some people they know they crooks. They know they hustlers.
But they
or whatever.
still good people.
But they do good. They do good.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day. That's one of my new expressions that I've been saying to myself. And it's funny you said that. That's right though.
Just you can be a horrible.
Shut your mouth.
Look,
say it again.
Okay,
That's right. Say it again because people don't understand that.
A broken clock is right twice a day. So here's an example, and if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, this example will be in the book. A few examples of how bad people did not consider themselves bad people. So one of them was talking about Al Capone. Now Al Capone was, for people not in America, was a gangster during Prohibition in the 1920s and 30s in the United States. And they, in building their criminal enterprise, killed dozens of people. But the same Al Capone gave out turkeys, all kinds of stuff during the holidays. So he was in the community for the people he didn't kill.
As long as
he was benevolent to those people, and by all accounts, he was a good husband and a good father to his children. However,
.com.
he was also a gangster. who killed tons of people.
But he did good things.
But he did good things. Broken clock is right twice a day, but that's the dichotomy of life, right? You can, if you look at most of the people that get all this praise and adulation on the planet, you will find out that they were also terrible people.
Yeah,
that's terrible people.
Back to Charity, I partly agree with what you said, but I just take the emotion. Yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. I take the emotion out of it. It's just you volunteering to help somebody that's in need. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got for as far as how I define what charity is. Alan, you got anything different?
I was just, me, I pull up dictionary definitions, man,
So what's Webster say about it?
This is the dictionary.com, this ain't Webster.
Oh.
I don't be messing with Webster.
Oh, Lord. All right, Huey.
So there are 7. I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up.
Oh, Lord.
Charity is Christian love, agape. Leniency in judging others, forbearance. Benevolent feeling, especially towards those in need or disfavor. A charitable fund, foundation, or institution. A charitable act or work, something given to a person or persons in need. Generous actions or donations to aid people who are poor, ill, or needy. Yep. And if you want the origin of it, is an old French word that at the time was high price, costliness, dearness, affection, or esteem.
I like that one. So when's enough enough? When is your charity or your giving or your time or whenever else, when is that enough? When is you extending yourself enough? Because some people don't know when to say no. Some people don't understand. They'll keep trying to give and keep trying to love and keep trying and keep going until it becomes a detriment to them. So when's enough enough? Or is there enough? Because I'm going to go into unconditional.
It's got to be a stopping point, because how can you keep giving and not taking care of yourself, because you're taking so much time giving away, so you are breaking down physically, emotionally, whatever it is, whatever toll is taken, it's going to take a toll on you.
So what about that unconditional love?
Well, see, that's where I would ask a question.
Unconditional
because
what?
If
you say love,
the question becomes, if we're going to talk about unconditional love, then at what point do you love yourself?
Why is even love in the conversation?
Enough to step away from that which is hurting you, that you may love unconditionally.
What? We're talking about charity. We're not talking about love, bro.
Love and charity.
No, you said love and charity. They are two separate entities, bro.
Come on, man.
I'm looking it up, man. No way.
They the same.
No way.
All right, here we go.
I just work here part time.
So I'm just saying, I don't agree with
the love and charity are two different things. You saying that's two different things?
I don't. In my head, that doesn't go, because I don't have to love something to volunteer to put my time into something.
So
that's totally separate.
So what is charity then? It's because we go back to that definition
again. That's the volunteering to help somebody that's in need. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to love somebody. I can volunteer to help some man that's on the corner that can't stand up, and he walk across he's in the middle of the street, he can't get up, so you get out, you help him, because you're volunteering to help that person.
Give him that definition at the bottom there, Alan.
What is that? Love one's fellow man.
What? What's that, Alan?
First of all, I ain't loving no man. I don't like menses.
It says love of one's fellow.
So
I don't like menses.
Is that a definition?
That's one of the definitions.
I am
one
delivered.
Of the definitions of what?
Of charity. Absolutely not, bro.
Yes,
nope, I've been delivered.
That is one.
I don't like menses. No. Let me say that again.
Right.
Let me say that again.
Let's show them the definition again. And this is where I love it. This is where people gotta understand.
Whole page.
A whole what?
A whole page. So Christian. That's what's the problem. You got that Christian love in there. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem.
This is from.
That's the problem.
What's that? The British. What's that? The British Dictionary. So at the bottom there, you got love of one's fellow man.
That's what's wrong with the world today. That's what's wrong with the world today.
It ain't no love.
No, they loving the men's. That's what's the problem. Y'all need to stop loving all these men's and do some real charity work out here. I don't see that's because of y'all faith right now. I think that's because y'all Christians. No, because y'all Christians. Y'all Christians. It just said
definition.
No.
That was one of the definitions.
That's one of the definitions.
Look it up somewhere else. Then.
Fake news.
Look it up somewhere.
No.
All right.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I understand what y'all saying. I read what it's saying. However, that is not my truth, man.
Yep.
That's y'all truth.
Right, so
that's y'all truth.
So and
nope.
This is where. Okay, so why do you do what you do if it's not an expression of love for fellow man?
But see, that's the problem. I don't have to have that compassion of love to do charity.
Okay, so if you're not doing it from a place of love,
then it's what? What is it called?
Empty to me. It's just
no. I need a definition. What is it?
It's empty.
Y'all got a definition for charity. So what's the definition for somebody that just want to help somebody?
It's the same thing.
They don't love them.
It's the same thing except for being paid. You go to work and you go do whatever they ask you to do. You're doing that because you're expecting a paycheck. So why do you go and help somebody that they're not gonna pay you?
Why do you loan out money that you don't they expect to get back?
Right. So that's a good question.
That's not love to me.
Okay,
that's
so
not a love thing.
Why would you do it?
Why would I do it? If somebody need help, I help them out.
Why?
Because I got the means of doing so.
But where does that come from?
My bank. I'm listening.
So you'll do something just because somebody asked you to, for no other reason, not because you care, not because you're trying to help. You just gonna do it. So it's be like, hey, Fonzo, go do me a favor.
You just said because I don't want to help.
No.
So
because
that's
you going to help.
Why I'm doing it, because I wanted to help somebody, not because.
So where does the place of help come from? What is that defined as? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to help. That's not an expression of love or concern or for their church, for their fellow man. If it is, somebody's wrong. If it isn't,
I guess I'm wrong then.
Oh, okay. I'm making sure.
I'm just wrong.
I'm making sure.
I don't do that for all that. No.
All right. So whatever you do,
if you my peoples, you my peoples.
No.
Nope.
If you not my peoples, you're not my peoples.
No.
But I'm still going. Let me. Can I finish?
That's in the definition of fellow man.
Y'all let me finish.
Go ahead.
Regardless, if it's within my means, I would do what's in my power to do. Okay. That's it.
I'm gonna call every.
Go ahead. I'll wait. Put him on speed dial.
All right. I ain't watched that.
And have me 208 with it. I'll let them know straight up and down.
No, because people got to understand. And this goes back to my point, my original point, though, at the same time. It goes back to my original point. You learn this at home. Why do you do what you do? Just cuz. It ain't because I love nobody. Just cuz. I have the means. I can just do. Right? Right or wrong?
Okay. I'm sorry, I said it again. I got distracted.
From your perspective, you can just do. It ain't got nothing to do with love or caring or anything else. It's just because you have the ability. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why I do it? You know why I do it? I got a great example. I got a great example. You know why I do it sometimes? Because when I was going through it, nobody helped me.
Okay, so time out. Go ahead. Who raised you? Go ahead.
Who knew you was going to do it?
For those people who did know.
And see, this is
the people who did know.
No. The people that did know. Because the people that put him in the position to be there. Because this is the same exact expression that he got and was taught. I did because I could. Right or wrong? I did because I could. Not because I loved or cared, because I could. That was your interaction or thinking at the time when you were growing up. You are doing this, you're giving me this, I have this place, I have this home because you can. Not because you love, but because you can.
Not because you want to.
Not because you want to.
But
because you can. You have the ability.
Okay.
So you take that same philosophy into your giving and helping and doing. Not because you love them, but because you can.
Okay.
All right.
So it's nothing. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So now, do you agree with the love part being separated from me?
No.
Oh, because this dude. All that to say nothing.
For you, that's again, that's your expression. That's what you were taught. This is how you see it.
No, because no.
All right.
Because you expressed, you just broke down. And
what you saw,
what I saw,
and what you dealt with coming up
correct,
at home.
Correct.
But
that wasn't out of love though.
Okay,
that was just because.
So take that note right there.
Yeah.
Set it over here.
40
years later. 40 years later.
Yeah.
Fonzo, why do you help the people you help?
I don't. That's what it is right now. That's how I'm feeling right now. Because if y'all say I help somebody, I love them, then you can go and
right. So you help
a boy egg.
You help them because you can. You give charity just because you can.
I give the charity because Ashley tell me to.
That's real. That's real. That's real. That's right. Shout out to Ashley. Good job, Ashley Twine. New York life.
I'm very selective, man. I'm very selective in what I give.
Right.
Charity.
So even at that, we still go back to the core of this is why.
Is it a write-off?
This is why.
Can I write it off?
Because you have the ability.
Can I write it off?
But you know what? Let me talk about this write-off.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you know,
charity and writing off. What you talking about?
I think that people don't understand the level of giving you have to do to actually be able to write something off.
No, but see, and this is the problem because it's really not that much. You know how much it really is?
How much is it really?
10%.
Yes, but it's 10% of whatever your gross is.
Right. But guess what? Guess who don't understand that? Guess who miss that every Sunday?
Well, yeah, I mean, they miss it.
It goes right over your head. It goes right over their head. Okay, the reason he's saying 10% is because of this Western culture in America you live in, where your 10% is now a write-off because if your church is incorporated and has its 501c3 like it's supposed to, then you can write off your tithes.
But I'm not even talking about. I'm just talking about in general.
I am.
I understand that. I've always understood that you could write off your charitable donations.
Charitable donation
to an organization as long as a 501c3. Now, if it's just if they have rejected their 501c3, then you just gonna have to eat that. But you have to just keep that deduction as a at the prayer closet offering.
Well, I'm gonna do a did you know about that 501 because some stuff that happened under that charitable donation, they are losing it because of what they're doing in the politics. I ain't going there. I'm just let y'all know early.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, the thing of it is, it's like anything else. If you have made yourself beholden to an organization, then you've got to abide by the rules of that organization.
That's right.
So you can do it or not. But anyway, in terms of, I'm talking about just in terms of giving, period. I mean, for most people, for the vast majority of people that give to stuff like the American Red Cross or non-tithes, non-regular ongoing donations, like you ain't ever fitting to hit that threshold of 10%. That's why when I take stuff to Goodwill or Salvation Army,
a whole lot of stuff.
I don't you need to think, because I'm not gonna hit it. I'm not gonna hit it. What would I have to give away?
You got to give a lot of stuff away, but it has to come up to whatever your 10% of your income. Right.
So for those out there, if you make $100,000 a year, that means you got to give $10,000 away.
Hey.
If you make $50,000, you got to give $5,000. If you make $200,000, you got to give $20,000. And if you giving it at church, then you gonna hit it. But if you just giving clothes,
if you're being consistent,
you gonna hit it. If you are just putting your shoes over at the Goodwill, you ain't gonna hit that. Now here's the thing: give anyway, because if you're only giving for the deduction,
you got what you're looking for.
Got your deduction.
You got your deduction. You got what you're looking for. So you should give out of a place of love You should do out of place of love.
We're gonna replace this for Twine's sake. We're gonna replace this word love with care and concern.
I'm very selective with that word, man. I don't like the way it's being.
You should give because you have care and concern for an organization or people.
Vocabulary.
Care and concern.
I like
concern
that better.
and care.
I like that better. I like that much better.
Care and concern. Just like
use your name in vain.
Just like your wife is not your best friend because we don't have a definition for a best friend.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
We don't have a definition for best friend,
right.
So that's what it is.
Any closing comments?
That's what it is.
My guy, cue the music.
It's queued up.
I love my wife and I show her charity.
Oh my Lord.
Because she my wife.
All right.
Charity starts at home. So learn to love and express your love at home. So that way you can be an example to others from your home into the rest of the world. Love each other, ladies and gentlemen. Love.
He doing it on purpose. He doing it on purpose. Goodness gracious.
Love each other.
That's all I got.
Hug.
You know what? I do got something.
Be married.
Have care and concern for your fellow.
Have care and concern for your fellow menses out there.
For your fellow peoples.
My bad.
On the earth. Have care and concern.
That's all I got.
That's all I'm saying. Especially if you are in a position where you can. I'm not saying you have to, but you might want to consider doing something for somebody else.
I've seen it, man. It reminds
me.
Because
reciprocity is a real thing.
Oh, I'm gonna do that one.
That's a real thing, man.
Be well, be kind, be loved. Y'all have a good one.
Man, turn this thing off, man.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week, man.
Yeah.